Alright, how's it going, guys? My name is Long Barrel and welcome to episode 6 of Road to Dragon Lore. Now I know this episode has been delayed for about 2.5 months now, and even I didn't realize it's been that long since I actually made an episode. Now I had to do something with my lack of motivation, but I'm not gonna get into that just yet. I want you guys to enjoy the video. This will be a pretty long episode, so hope you guys can enjoy it. So to those of you who don't remember, the last episode ended with me acquiring an M9 bayonet slaughter, which is a minimal wear condition, and it was actually one of my dream knives. And the reason why I really wanted that bad is because, I always thought that an M9 slaughter is kind of like, it's kind of like just past the market, but but it's also kind of like, it's past the market, but it's also the border between the market and the non-market items. So to me, it was kind of like one of the goal knives to get, because I did think it was one of the cool looking knives and also one of the most prestigious knives. But let me just show you what I was able to do with this M9 bayonet slaughter, and let me just show you the trade history for that. Now I believe I did have that knife for about 12 days, and the reason why I had it for so long is because I couldn't get rid of it. What actually started happening after I bought the knife, what started happening is the knife started popping up in the market quite significantly. It actually started popping up, every day it'd be like 5 sold on the market. And what happens when a knife starts becoming popping up on the market is it obviously drops the value. Now what happens, the max market, the amount of keys is, I believe, around 152, something like that, so around there. So when I actually bought the knife for 180 keys worth of items, I couldn't get rid of it for for less or for more than that in items or keys or whatever. So what I had to do is, on March 30th, I had to actually get rid of it for a bunch of max bet items. Now, so I think some of them are like well worn or something like that, but I got rid of them. The knife for, I think it was $180 worth of items. I mean 180 keys worth of items. So I got this trade. I wasn't happy with it just because I kind of gave up, because this knife did drop, but I was lucky to get my money back, and I did get a bunch of max bet items, but I wasn't gonna bet anyways. But I know these things are pretty easy to get rid of. Now, following the days after I got the trade, this is where mistakes started happening. So I did trade this chroma case and the Ceramide Scorched for my 2 Asimovs. I think it was one, yeah, one was well worn, one was field tested. I did get a better value out of it. That's why I took the trade. Because it is a sort of a, I think I didn't even overpay for this knife, so that was a good thing for me. And then I believe the next day I sold one of my up field tested Asimovs for an M9 bayonet Safari Mesh field tested, which I believe went for like $92 Canadian. Now the reason why I remember that is because mistakes were made during these 2 trades. So I got rid of them. I had 2 knives in my disposal. Now let me actually show you what I ended up doing next. Okay, so the following days, about like 3 days later, I believe, I did acquire 2 more knives, which is the bayonet blue steel field tested and the Huntsman knife case hardened minimal wear for my Ceramide Scorched well worn, and then I sold three weapons for bayonet blue steel, which was around $200, that price range basically. But now at my disposal I had 3 knives. I believe it was a minimal wear Cyrex and a field tested StatTrak AK-47 Redline. And then I'm pretty sure all of you knows what happens when a new game comes out on Steam. On April 14th, actually, GTA 5 came out on the Steam market. And what happened was, when a new game comes out, everybody starts selling their items. Everybody. You notice, I'm pretty sure most of you notice. I actually had a lot of people inquiring me about this, but what happens is, if you ever look at the graphs, and when a new game comes out, it significantly drops. You'll notice it. And what happened is, people were selling their items just for the sole reason of buying GTA 5. Now, because GTA 5 is such a big game, such an expensive game, you actually had to sell a lot of items just to get 70 bucks at your disposal if you are in Canadian. I believe it's 60 bucks in American. But unfortunately, I did have to sell all of my items market price. I wasn't willing to, you know, wait to get better value for my knives. Now let me actually show you what I did and when I got rid of those items. So it's been over a month since I bought those knives, and I decided to sell them on the market. Now it's kind of, it did feel like a defeat for me, just because, you know, it's kind of heartbreaking when you buy something and then the market crashes. I've had the worst luck in these kind of situations, but nonetheless I had to keep going, right? So what happened was, the M4A1 Cyrex, it actually ended up selling for $44.11. The M9 Bayonet Safari Mesh ended up selling for $72.45. Now this is without, this is with the deductions, the Steam deductions already taken out, so that's why the prices are so low. But the Bayonet Blue Steel Field Test is sold for $151.21, and the Case Hardened sold for $126 for a total profit of, actually I lost money, so there was no profit, but this is the amount of money I received. Now if we divide that by 3.15, it was around 125 keys. I did sell these strategically so I can get, you know, just the perfect amount of keys. I don't really like having, you know, random cash lying around. I know that may sound like I'm wasting a lot of money because I don't have the few cents, but you got to realize that if you do raise the price up a bit, you can actually, you know, get in between the little price. It's really confusing, and I'm not gonna get into that. But I did ended up getting 125 keys out of that, which is a little bit heartbreaking because I did actually lose a lot of money, right? Because I did have 180 keys before in items, and now I ended up with 125 keys after the market. But if you may remember, I believe it was around 6 days ago, well, I mean before I sold all the items, Yodi donated me around $1,200 worth of items. With this M9 Bayonet Crimson Web, I was actually able to get a lot of my inspiration and confidence in trading back up, and that is where I decided to continue trading and continue the series, because he did bring me the inspiration to actually continue my series back. Now his intentions of donating me all these things were to actually, you know, boost my series. My series was getting a Dragon Lore, and he donated me this M9 Crimson Web Minimal Wear to, you know, prolong my series and get the Dragon Lore itself. Now I immediately decided to sell this M9 Crimson Web for keys, but it would be a pretty long time since I would get an actual offer. A week later, after I sold all my items, my keys were tradable again after the 7-day trade ban, and immediately I bought a quick bought, I guess you can say, a Bayonet Fade factory new for 95 keys. Now this is exactly, I think, 80% off of market, and I got really lucky with that. But I actually couldn't get rid of it for 90%, and that's basically, that was my goal, is to get rid of the Fade at 90% in the market. And I kept on trying just to get rid of it for 100. I think it was 105 keys is what I was asking, so I would be able to make 105 key profit. But it would take me quite some time to actually get a trade offer for it, but in the end I actually did end up securing a trade offer. So on June 1st, I think, what was that? I believe it was like 11 days, maybe 12 days later, I got really lucky because of Ducky. I don't know how you pronounce his name. So I got this offer in my, you know, trades, I guess. And what happened was he sent me this Karambit Crimson Web Field Tested, plus 2 keys and 2 items. Now immediately what I did was I sold the Op Pit Viper with the StatTrak M4A1S Basilisk, and what I did was I sold it for, I think I also had like 98 cents remaining in my cash, I mean wallet. And what I did was I got 5 keys out of selling this on the market. You know, I basically sold it strategically just to get the perfect amount of keys. So this is 7 keys on top of this Karambit Crimson Web. Now the Karambit Crimson Web is supposedly cheaper than the Bayonet Fade, but at the day that I bought it, it actually rose in price quite significantly. I think I ended up actually selling it on the market for $385, something like that, like for that amount. Now let me actually count you how much that was. I think it was 385 approximately. If we multiply that by 0.87, which is the amount of, the amount that Steam takes, will actually be a bit more precise. We'll make it 869. Now this is the amount of money that I received for this knife alone. So if we divide that by 3.15, we received 106 keys for this knife. I think it was that amount. I'm not sure. I think it might have been a bit different. Yeah, it was actually 104 keys that I received for that knife. I think it was just a little bit off with my market price there, but I did receive 104 keys for this knife, and if we add the 7 keys that I had there, I made 111 keys from this knife alone. Now, if you don't remember, I was actually trying to sell my bayonet fade for 105 keys, and I bought it for 95 keys, and that, in my opinion, is really big luck, because I made about, what is that, 111, can't really do math in my head right now, 16 keys. I made 16 keys from this trade alone. So I know that to the people that say that quick trading or quick selling does not work anymore, my friend has been doing quick selling, I've been doing quick selling, and it is working. It is working so far. I mean, to this point, I guess. People say that quick selling is broken now. There's nobody gives offers. I've had so many offers the day that I put up my trade. I'm not really sure why people are not getting offers, but I'm just gonna have to predict that the reason for that is because they're just not buying expensive items. I think the more expensive you get, that's where you get a little bit more offers, because people are willing to sell for keys, and that's how you get. That's why people want pure keys, is because it's a bit more expensive. But when people are trading about like $100 items, people are not really willing to kind of adjust prices that much, especially losing 20%. But that's enough rambling for now. Let's move on to what I actually did with my M9 minimal wear bayonet Crimson Web. I did secure an offer for quite significant amount of keys, and let me just show you. So at the time of me receiving my M9 bayonet Crimson Web minimal wear, I did say that it was valued around $300 keys to 350 keys. Now, I didn't realize that the market crash actually had a pretty big effect on the price of the knife. Now, what actually happened was the M9 bayonet, the Crimson Web dropped to, I believe it was around 240 to 50 keys. Yeah, it dropped pretty low. Now, at first I started putting up offers for 300 keys. Then after that did not turn out, I lowered it down to 280 keys. Now, when that offer didn't, when I got no offers on that, I decided to lower it to 250 keys on Reddit, and I still did not get any offers. Now, I refused to go any lower, and I just kept on, always refreshing my trades and just trying to see if I can get the best value out of it. I kept it for 280 keys on Lounge, and I've had this one guy, I can't really pronounce his name, but it was like something like Ryan or something like that, Ryan or Rayan Triceps. I'm just gonna call him Rayan Triceps. But he offered me, I think it was an M9 bayonet slaughter, factory new, plus 100 keys. Now, my friend advised me to actually take that trade, but I thought about it, and I didn't really want to take it just because I didn't want to deal with another knife. I wanted to get pure keys for this knife, and I wanted to just leave it at that. So I declined that offer, and I kept on searching for more, and I kept my price at 280 keys. Now, later, Rayan Triceps, he messages me on Lounge, and he says, "I got the keys, bro, but I can't trade him yet. Can you wait until like a certain date?" So June 2nd comes along, and he sends me a trade offer for 280 keys, which in my opinion is a really good price, considering that nobody would ever pay me nobody would ever pay me 280 keys for my knife, but Rayan did, and I'm really thankful for that. I'm really thankful that Yodi donated me this knife. It's actually brought me a lot of success to my trading series, to my Dragon Lore series. Now, if you're wondering what the amount of keys that I'm sitting at right now, I did clean up my inventory a bit. I did sell some stuff. I got a few keys out of that, and to this day, the total amount of keys that we're sitting at is 440 keys. And I think that recently the Dragon Lore did drop as well. I think I mentioned it before that 700 keys is like probably the lowest amount that you can find a factory new Dragon Lore for. But I think now that it dropped, maybe it is going up now. I doubt I'm gonna find anything for 700 keys, but there is still hope that there's some. By the time I get to 700 keys, I'm gonna be able to buy the Dragon Lore. Now, I have 440 keys right now. I will be trading. I will be going up in a profit. June is a really busy week for me. I mean, what? Busy month for me. Now, the reason why I say it's busy is because June it's the end of a semester for me. Coming into the end of school, so right now I'm really trying to get my education out of the way first, and then I'm gonna start focusing on YouTube a lot more after June ends. So June will be a little bit of a heavy month for me, not in terms of YouTube, but it will be a really heavy for me, and hopefully I can still keep up the content. I do have some things planned that I'm trying to work on, but I can't really promise much because I do promise a lot, but I barely give back, and I do apologize for that. But I hope you guys did enjoy this episode of Road to Dragon Lore. It's been a very long time, I know, since the last episode. I hope you guys can forgive me for that. Hopefully this episode made up for the gap that I left. Currently we're sitting at 440 keys. I'm gonna keep on trading, and hopefully I will bring you guys a new episode out soon, instead of waiting another 2.5 months just to get an episode out. But for now, I'm gonna get going. My name has been Long Barrel. Just big thank you to Yodi again for donating me such an amount. I would not be doing this episode if it wasn't for him, probably. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. It's been fun so far. I still plan on keeping going. Hopefully everything will be alright with my trading. But for now, I'm gonna go. Peace out.